Hello Robloxians and welcome back to another video. Today we look at some of the most terrifying games on Roblox. So make sure your lights are on. Before we get started, make sure to support our channel by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Now let the screams begin. Number 1. FNAF. FNAF, or short for Five Nights at Freddy's, is actually a really popular computer game and it is regarded as one of the very best horror games ever. A lot of famous YouTubers have played this game, especially a few years back. It is a really scary game, but still fun. Well, fun if you are that person who likes getting scared. So there is of course a Roblox remake of this game, and it is pretty much as good as the real thing. Well, maybe better, because we really love Roblox. In this game, you are a nighttime employee at the restaurant. The restaurant has life-size animatronic characters that perform at children's parties. The animatronics wander the restaurant at night, and the guard, which is you, has to watch over them because previous guards were killed by the characters. To progress through the games, the player must guard themselves from the animatronics with a variety of tools. For most of the game, however, the player stands still while they have to defend themselves. Each night, the player has a power supply which depletes faster when a tool is used. If you use up the power supply, the doors will remain open, allowing an animatronic to breach the office, and well, it is pretty much trouble from there. Number 2. Before the Dawn. Before the Dawn is a multiplayer Roblox game in which players either play as a survivor, hero, or slasher. This game can be described as a cross between Dead by Daylight and the Friday the 13th game, which are really popular horror games right now. Every player except 2 will spawn as a survivor. The survivors have to complete some objectives on a map and evade the slasher. Survivors have some special abilities and equipment that can help them out in their own survival and escaping. The other player will spawn as a hero. Heroes have special classes that can help survivors by either directly supporting them with healing or by attacking and stunning the slasher. Heroes can also help out with completing objectives. However, heroes do not have the same equipment and abilities survivors have. They have their own unique ones that you can choose from. And lastly, it is the spooky person you are running away from, the slasher. Slashers are the people you are most scared of. They want your blood. The slasher has to kill all survivors and the hero. Slashers do not get their own equipment though, but instead get special powers that can be used to catch all the other players. There are different types of slashers and they all have their very own unique powers, so you can find the slasher that suits you best and play with them. And survivors and heroes need the right classes to help them counter the powers of the slasher. It is a fun and scary game, that's for sure. Number 3. Flee the Facility. Flee the Facility is an online multiplayer game where up to 4 players who are called survivors have to work together to hack a few computers around the map and escape through one of 2 exits. These exits are highlighted after all the computers have been hacked, but while all of this is happening, there is another player that is placed into a small brown room, and they are known as the Beast. The Beast has to capture all survivors and stop them from escaping the facility to win the game. After 15 seconds of being in the boxed room, the Beast spawns into one of several random locations on the map in first person view, and can start hunting down the survivors. When you play as a survivor, it is really daunting when you see the Beast breathing down your neck. It is a very exciting and intense game that always keeps you on the edge of your seat. Number 4. Identity Fraud. Identity Fraud is a horror maze game. In this horror game, there are mazes, and each of these mazes are different from each other. Also, in some of these mazes there are codes, which are different for each server. This game is really brutal and unforgiving. It is bad enough that it is really scary, but the game is so savage as well. In order to beat the game, you have to finish all the mazes without dying, and defeat the final boss. If you die, you'll be respawned back in maze 1, unless you have already reached the hallway. In this game, you'll have to also solve puzzles to find your way out of the mazes and into the final boss's room. Number 5. Darkwood. The last game we have on this list is called Darkwood. In this game, you're being hunted by monsters on a map. You have some objectives to complete as well. You have to go around the map, which is filled with lots of items. This game is an online multiplayer game, so you can jump right in with friends and enjoy the incredible spookiness together. There are also a few modes that you can pick from, and one of the best things is that you can actually be the monster, and you can hunt down the other players who are searching the map for items. Players have a time limit to find all of the items. If they die or don't get them in time, then they fail and the monster wins. The game is set in a really dark and mysterious looking forest, so you can expect to get loads of jump scares playing this game. Wow, talk about shivers. That's it for today's video on some of the most terrifying games on Roblox. If you guys want to see more videos like this, then make sure to leave a like and of course subscribe to our channel. See you next week on Amuse.